Welcome to the Confident Life. If you don't know me, my name is Amanda Belke, and I'm a trained life coach for women. So the Confident Life is all about getting open and honest about the things that really matter in life and the things that sometimes we feel uncomfortable talking about. But it's my perspective on getting honest and vulnerable about the things that make your life shift and lead to a confident life. And so today we are talking all about relationships. So relationships can be exciting, they can be hard. There's so many ups and downs, a roller coaster, no matter if you're in the dating scene, if you are married and have children, or if you are in that phase where it's like, we've been dating for a while, I'm ready to get married, when's he gonna pop the question, all of that. So I want to talk to you today about the one thing that causes the most conflict in relationships and also the one thing that leads to the most ultimate relationship, and that is trust. So, where I see the most conflict come up is trust around the intent of your partner. So, if you are dating someone who you don't feel like you can trust because maybe there's been things that have happened in your past where you haven't been able to trust someone, and so you carry that through to the next relationship or your marriage or whatever you're in. That is the single thing that can lead to the most conflict. So in order to eliminate that, you have to believe with everything in you that your partner is full of positive intent. And so, where I think things get tripped up here is around recognizing that the person is separate from the behavior. So, let's say that your boyfriend or your husband, he didn't text you when he said he was going to, or he didn't call about X, Y, and Z. And so, in your mind, you think, oh, that means this, that means that, because that's the meaning that you've chosen to give to it. Instead of believing that your partner has positive intent, that who your partner is, who that guy is, he's full of positive intent. And he would never do anything to hurt you intentionally. So I think that's where the biggest trip up is because you think about a person and you think that their behavior reflects who they are as a person. Whereas I want to challenge you to think about that separately. Think about the fact that that person in your life is separate from his behavior. And how does that change things for you? Think about some behaviors that have upset you in the past or where you feel like you can't trust him because of it. So maybe he didn't invite you to meet his family, or maybe he chose hanging out with his friends instead of you. How did that make you feel? Maybe it made you feel pretty like crummy, just totally crummy. And the thing is that doesn't dictate who he is as a person. And when you believe with your whole heart that that man is full of positive intent and that he's a good person in his soul, if you can truly believe that, then he's worth that. He's worth it. If you believe that that man as a human being is just at his core a very good person, then he's worth it. And his behavior at certain times, yeah, it definitely isn't ideal and it totally upsets you, and that's okay. But once you recognize that his behavior is different than who he is at his core, and that those are two very separate things, that changes everything. That changes your ability to trust in who he is as a man. That changes in your ability to share with him and be vulnerable with him and open up to him. That changes the future of what you two could have together or what you two will have the rest of your life together if you're married. And so that's what I want to challenge you to think about, just separating the behavior from who the person is at their core. And that goes for people outside of relationships too, but the biggest thing in a relationship when there's conflict and when things aren't working, it's because there's a lack of trust. It's because you don't believe there's positive intent there. So if you know in your soul that that person that you're dating or that person that you're married to is a good human being, that they have a genuine heart, then you can believe that there's positive intent there. You can trust them. But if you don't believe that and the behavior doesn't reflect that, then that's a different story. And that's also a sign that you have to think about what that means for you and what you want to do about it. Because if you can't believe in the behavior that he shows, and if you can't believe in who he is at his core, then there's something that's not aligned there that you need to really evaluate. And so that's what I want to share about today, because when you can be in a relationship where you know that he is full of positive intent, and you know that he just wants the best for you, where you know that he would never do anything to hurt you, where you know that he adores you and he loves you regardless of what his action here or there does, that changes the whole game. That changes the whole game. And that helps you move forward in a stronger relationship. And so whether you're in that relationship or you want to be in that, just recognize that the person and their actions are separate, that their behavior does not define who that person is at their core. And this is something that matters a lot to me. And so that's why I want to share it with you, because so many times we can get a perception, or we decide what the meaning is that we give to something, right? You know, the only meaning anything has is the meaning that we choose to give it. So you can give it something positive or negative, and regardless of the meaning you choose to give it, know what you believe about that person regardless of their behavior, because that matters most. And some people might disagree with me, and that's okay, because everyone has different beliefs that they stand behind. But my core belief is that people are doing the best they can with what they know, and that if you believe in a person and who they are, that matters most. And that when you trust and believe that someone has positive intent, that changes your entire relationship. It takes it from mediocre to the ultimate relationship. And so that's what I would encourage you to think about, and how you feel about the current situation you're in, or with the current, or with the future relationship you want to be in. So with that, go out in this big, beautiful world today and show someone some more love today.